أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
Hello Muslim friends of the world. Every trip always leaves a story that will never be forgotten. The story of Muslims from the Balkans is no exception. That country is Bosnia and Herzegovina, a beautiful peninsula with natural beauty. A country that was once torn apart by the cruelty of war. Walking the streets of the city of Sarajevo, the remnants of the cruelty of the conflict that once scarred this country are clearly visible. Now Bosnia and Herzegovina is at peace. There are no longer any bullets whistling, threatening the lives of Bosnian citizens. Previously, 70% of Muslims lived in this country with a population of 4 million people. Now, only 50% remain and they live side by side with Serbian Orthodox Christians, Roman Catholics, Protestants, and Jews. Even though they have been injured, now young Bosnian Muslims are starting to rise up. Try to be a complete people of Allah SWT and maintain their traditions. Gazi Husrev-beg Madrasa is one of the most historic schools in the Balkan region. This school, which is located in the middle of the Baskarsaja market, was founded around 460 years ago. Under Ottoman rule, this madrasa educated at least 10,000 ulama, imams, hafids, and philosophers from the Bosnian region. Now this general secondary school has followed the development of world education. Islam constitutes 60% of all subjects at this school. The rest is general education. Another thing that is different is that classes for male students are always separated from classes for female students. The Muslim women at this school not only have beautiful looks and wear hijabs typical of Eastern Europe, they also have the desire to study their religion as fully as possible. One of the most special things about this madrasa is its Naziyad. The nash chants from the Gazi Husrev Madrasa are very popular. Not only in Bosnia, but almost all over the world. At least in cyberspace, the melodious voices of these madrasa students have been listened to by thousands of fans. This Naziyad is usually sung as part of the graduation celebration for madrasa students. What's special is that not only do they have Naziyad skills, they are also taught to memorize and recite the holy verses of the Quran. If you visit Sarajevo, make sure to stop by the Istiklal Mosque. Similar to Indonesia, Sarajevo also has the Istiklal Mosque. This magnificent mosque was apparently built with donations from Indonesia during the reign of President Suharto. No wonder they have the same name. The ornaments also have a very strong Indonesian feel. Uniquely, Istiklal is the only mosque that has 2 floors and 2 minaret in Bosnia. Very different from most of the mosques that stand in this country. Hussein Kavazovic was born in 1964 in Gradičak and has been the leader of Bosnia-Herzegovina's Islamic community since 2012. After studying Islamic law at Cairo's Al-Azhar University, he lived in Tuzla where he heads as the community's local mufti. He said Islam spread in Bosnia through the Ottoman Turks and the institutions they established in the 15th century. Not itinerant preachers spreading Islam, as happened in other parts of the world, nor merchants, who played an important role elsewhere such as those coming from Venice. Therefore, Islam in Bosnia from the start was institutional Islam, centered on clerics and religious schools. Even after the end of Ottoman rule, under the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Muslims were involved in the creation of a central institution, the Mashika Islamiyya. Meanwhile, projects for the reform of religious schools and Islamic faculties were set in motion and led to the implementation of mixed programs in which, alongside traditional disciplines, modern sciences were also taught. At the same time, Sufism became fundamental, which was practiced by many scholars. Therefore, Islam in Bosnia-Herzegovina has always been rooted in the books of the ulama and its center in mosques and Sufism. Islam is the most widespread religion in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Muslims constitute the largest religious community in Bosnia and Herzegovina at 51%. The other two large groups are Eastern Orthodox Christians at 31%, almost all of whom are from Serbia, and Roman Catholics at 15% who are from Croatia. Muslims and Christians currently have an important role in Bosnian society. Many believers, however, were ordinary people and did not belong to the educated classes, and they could be easily influenced. It must also be said that the influence of adherents of Islam is limited, although it is growing. Secularism has an important impact on Muslims. For example, laws passed by parliament, they do not have a religious impression. Personal status laws are completely secular, for example, even when it comes to marriage. However, Islamic law was applied in Bosnia for personal status until 1946. One of the most important Islamic heritages in Bosnia is the Gazi Husrev-beg library. The library has important texts in Arabic, Persian, Turkish and local languages, namely Bosnian, Serbian and Croatian. However, it was burned down during an aggression, along with the Sarajevo Institute for Eastern Studies, where valuable books and documents were kept. This library is now all that remains in terms of historical memory from the past, and we are very happy that we were able to rebuild it, said Kavazovic. One of those who helped was Qatar. According to him, the library project was an important international project, and not limited to Muslims alone, as shown by the nationality of the researchers. Furthermore, Ali Basic also talked about Wahhabism. He said that many people do not understand that every dean at this faculty, even a modernist, is required to recognize diplomas from Saudi Arabia if they meet formal criteria. Faculty are still expected to check the qualifications of foreign institutions. If a Wahhabi Muslim comes to us with a diploma that matches our faculty in terms of subjects and scope of study, then he has the right to work in Bosnia. That is Islamic pluralism, he said.